Walking in Washington's shoes, scandals, struggles, and secrets. Imagine stepping into the life of George Washington, not the marble statue of history, but the real man behind the myth. From painful wooden dentures to whispers of forbidden romance, Washington's daily life was filled with personal challenges, scandalous rumors, and intimate struggles that shaped the first president's legacy. Let's peel back the layers of his polished image and take a closer look at what it was really like to live in George Washington's skin. Here are 12 shocking and scandalous glimpses into his personal and presidential life. Number 1. The misery of wooden teeth, a painful truth. George Washington's infamous wooden teeth were anything but wooden. His dentures were crafted from an unsettling mix of human teeth, some possibly purchased from enslaved individuals, cow teeth, and ivory from hippopotamus and walrus tusks. Washington suffered from severe dental issues throughout his life, losing his first adult tooth in his 20s. By the time he took office in 1789, only one natural tooth remained. His dentures fit poorly, causing significant discomfort and altering his facial appearance. Dr. John Greenwood, his dentist, charged £122, a staggering sum at the time, for a set of dentures. Letters from Washington often referenced his dental pain. In one, he lamented, "I find myself unable to masticate the food as I once did." His discomfort likely affected his speech, making public engagements even more taxing. Number 2. A whiskey-loving leader who hated being drunk. Though George Washington enjoyed Madeira wine and rum punch, he was a staunch critic of excessive drinking, particularly among his troops. Ironically, Washington was also a whiskey magnate. In 1797, he established a distillery at Mount Vernon, which, by 1799, produced 11,000 gallons of whiskey, making it one of the largest operations in the nation. His distillery earned substantial profits, contributing to his estate's wealth. Despite his involvement in the alcohol trade, Washington lived by the principle, "A man ought not to impair his faculties for his pleasures." His distillery's success contrasted with his emphasis on discipline, illustrating the complexity of his character as both a businessman and moral leader. Number 3. The perilous presidential commute. Traveling between New York City and Philadelphia during Washington's presidency was no simple task. The roads were poorly maintained, and journeys often took days. In 1790, his carriage overturned in New Jersey due to treacherous conditions, nearly causing serious injury. Washington's resilience was evident as he continued to endure such hardships to fulfill his duties. In private, however, he expressed frustration, referring to the exhaustion of such continual labor. These grueling travels highlighted the physical toll of leading a young nation without modern conveniences, while his determination solidified his image as a steadfast leader. Number 4. A fear of being buried alive. George Washington harbored a profound fear of premature burial, a common anxiety in the 18th century when medical science was less advanced. In his will, he explicitly instructed that his body not be buried until 3 days after his death. This unusual request reflected the broader societal fear of being interred alive due to misdiagnosed death. When Washington passed away on December 14, 1799, his wishes were meticulously observed. The vigilance surrounding his burial underscores his careful nature and his concern for even the morbid details of his legacy. Number 5. The slave owner's moral quandary. Despite his pivotal role in founding a nation built on liberty, Washington's legacy is shadowed by his status as a slave owner. At Mount Vernon, he owned over 300 enslaved people. In his later years, Washington expressed moral reservations about slavery, writing, "I wish to see some plan adopted by which slavery in this country may be abolished." However, he freed no one during his lifetime, instead stipulating in his will that his slaves be emancipated upon Martha Washington's death. This decision reflects the profound contradictions in Washington's life, torn between personal interests and the ideals he publicly championed. Do you think his actions reflected hypocrisy, or was he a man of his time? Share your thoughts in the comments. Number 6. The battle with smallpox and a presidential pox scar. George Washington contracted smallpox in 1751 during a trip to Barbados, leaving him with lifelong pockmarks and a commitment to disease prevention. During the Revolutionary War, Washington mandated the inoculation of his troops, an unprecedented move that likely saved the Continental Army. Smallpox was a devastating threat, and his insistence on inoculation was controversial but visionary. Washington's scars were a visible reminder of the disease's severity and his determination to protect others from similar suffering. Do you enjoy this format of exploring the personal lives of great historical figures? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Number 7. Obsessive over household details. Washington's attention to detail extended to his personal estate. In one instance, he penned a 21-page letter outlining precise instructions for managing Mount Vernon during his absence. From the timing of meals to the specific arrangement of furniture, Washington left nothing to chance. This micromanagement often frustrated his staff, with one reportedly quipping, "The general has eyes everywhere." Washington's obsession with order mirrored his military discipline, emphasizing his need for control in all aspects of life. Number 8. A silent but deadly temper. Though Washington is celebrated for his stoic demeanor, he possessed a fiery temper that he rarely revealed publicly. Behind closed doors, he could be intensely passionate. During a contentious cabinet meeting, he reportedly slammed his hand on the table, declaring, "By God, you shall find me impartial." His restrained yet powerful expressions of anger earned the respect and fear of his contemporaries, cementing his reputation as a commanding presence. Number 9. A fashion icon obsessed with image. Washington was meticulous about his appearance, favoring finely tailored suits and powdered wigs imported from Europe. His wardrobe choices were deliberate, designed to project authority and command respect. However, this obsession with style led some to mock him privately. An acquaintance once remarked that Washington dresses more for a king's court than a farmer's field. Nevertheless, his careful cultivation of his image was a vital part of his leadership strategy, reinforcing his role as the nation's first president. Number 10. The dreaded presidential salary debate. When Washington assumed the presidency in 1789, he reluctantly accepted a $25,000 annual salary, a substantial sum for the time. Though wealthy, Washington worried that taking the salary would tarnish his image as a public servant. Critics accused him of hypocrisy, sparking public debate. Washington justified his decision, stating, "I wish to avoid any semblance of pecuniary compensation." The controversy highlighted the challenges of balancing personal integrity with the practicalities of leading a new nation. Number 11. A marriage of convenience or true love. George Washington married Martha Custis, a wealthy widow, on January 6, 1759. While their union appeared harmonious, some historians speculate that it may have been more of a strategic alliance than a romantic one. Martha brought substantial wealth and over 17,000 acres of land to the marriage, securing Washington's position as a prominent Virginia landowner. Letters from Washington to other women, including Sally Fairfax, the wife of a close friend, hint at unrequited feelings. In one surviving letter, Washington wrote, "You have drawn me into an intimacy that no one is entitled to share." Despite this, Martha supported George through thick and thin, even during the Revolutionary War, where she joined him at winter encampments. One of the most controversial stories about Washington's personal life involves his relationship with Sally Fairfax. Before his marriage to Martha, George developed a deep affection for Sally, the wife of his close friend George William Fairfax. Letters between the two suggest a flirtatious undertone, with Washington writing to Sally, "You have taught me what it is to love." While there is no concrete evidence of an affair, the correspondence raised eyebrows among historians and biographers. Number 12. Friendship or something more with Alexander Hamilton? Washington's relationship with Alexander Hamilton was unusually close, with Hamilton often described as a surrogate son to the childless president. Their voluminous correspondence and Washington's trust in Hamilton for key decisions raised eyebrows. Political rivals capitalized on their bond, spreading rumors to tarnish Washington's reputation. While there is no evidence of anything beyond friendship, Their relationship exemplifies Washington's ability to inspire loyalty and form deep connections with those he trusted.